Okay, we are going to solve this listening test together and we will go through all 40 questions one by one. Now remember, as far as IELTS listening is concerned, there are 3 to 4 important things. Number one, how to read and understand the question, which is very, very important. If you do not understand the question, audio will come and go and you will not write your answer because you do not understand the question. So if you do not understand the question, you will always miss your answer. The first part is read and understand the question. Then the second part is when the audio is going on, you should know when the answer is going to come. I will tell you that technique. Like when you should know the answer is going to come. Now is the answer in the audio, okay? And the third thing is you need to write your answer down and then move on to the next question. And remember, you and audio should go together. You are on the question booklet and the audio is there in the speaker, so you and audio will go together. If in the audio they are on question number 2, you should be on question number 2. Between question number 2 and 3, there is some given information, so you need to go through that as well. So if you are going right with the audio, you will find all the answers, and if you are behind the audio or if you are ahead of the audio, then you will miss your answers. So all these things are important. When you read the question, you should know what is going to be the answer. What is it that I need to catch from the audio? And once you listen to the audio, you can easily catch that thing. Okay, first we have instructions. Section 1, questions 1 to 10, complete the notes below. Now we understand question type is notes completion. So there will be notes with blanks and you have to complete them. Write one word and or a number. Now this is important to understand. One word and or a number. Now answer can be word, answer can be a number, answer can be word plus number. For example, answer can be house. House is one word. Answer can be 2. 2 is a number. Answer can be 2 houses. 2 houses is word plus number. So these are 3 combinations, okay? Family excursions. This is the title and they will always give you the title. Now you need to switch on your imagination. Family excursion means family outing, family holiday, family vacation. When a family goes out for any holidays or vacation, that is called family excursion. Excursion is a short trip. Like you go to Color Kahar for a day, that is what we call excursion, right? Family excursions. Cruise on a lake. Now, cruise is a big ship, right? On top of that, there is music, food, and all that, and it is on a lake, okay? Example is given, travel on an old steamship. Now, this example, when they talk about steamship and all that, so it will help you understand the nature of the audio. Then we have question number 1. Can take photos of the dash. Now imagine you are going on cruise in the lake and you can take photos of something. I mean, you need to, if your imagination is strong, you can find the answers without a problem. So, can take photos of the dash that surrounds the lake. Now tell me, what surrounds the lake? Hills, absolutely. Whenever there is a lake, there are hills or mountains all around the lake. Lake is water body and usually it is surrounded with trees or lake or anything like that. So if you read and think about what you are reading, you can even guess your answers and your guesses will be right. Okay, now I play the audio. Please listen. When the audio stops, then you tell me the answer.
Hi, can I help you?
I'd like to find out if you have any excursions suitable for families.
Sure. How about taking your family for a cruise? We have a steamship that takes passengers out several times a day. It's over 100 years old.
That sounds interesting. How long is the trip?
About an hour and a half. And don't forget to take pictures of the mountains. They're all around you when you're on the boat and they look fantastic.
Okay.
Don't forget to take the pictures of mountains. They are all around you. Now for all around, they use the word that surround. Surround means all around. When something surrounds, it means it is all around. So what is the answer? Mountains. She said, don't forget to take the pictures of mountains. And sometimes part 1 is normal, audio is normal, sometimes it is fluent. Now this one is fluent. Like she's just started. Because when it comes to English, it takes us some time to understand. Like we understand, we write one answer and the audios reach somewhere else. So you need to react very, very quickly. Okay. Now we've got question number 2. They talk about farm visit. Now I want you to imagine a farmhouse. Okay. So children can help feed the sheep. It means there are sheep in the farm, right? Like next we've got visit can include a 40-minute ride on a. It's going to be a mode of transportation. 40-minute ride on a camel. 40-minute ride on a car, on a train, on a something, whatever is possible at the farm. Okay, there is a farmhouse, you go to farmhouse, maybe 40-minute ride on a carriage, horse-drawn carriage. Okay, so it can be carriage, train, bus, anything like that. Okay, now let's see what it is. And by the way, for ride, they may use the word trip, or the track takes 40 minutes. So answer is going to be a mode of transportation.
And I assume there's a cafe or something on board?
Sure. How old are your children?
My daughter's 15 and my son's 7.
Right. Well, there are various things you can do once you've crossed the lake to make a day of it. One thing that's very popular is a visit to the country farm. You're met off the boat by the farmer and he'll take you to the holding pens where the sheep are kept. Children love feeding them.
My son would love that. He really likes animals.
Well, there's also a 40-minute trek round the farm on a horse if he wants.
Do you think he'd manage?
There is a 40-minute trip round the farm on a horse. So ride on a horse. And for ride, they use the word trip. There is a 40-minute trip round the farm on a horse. Answer is horse. Now, have you noticed one thing? In part 1, answers are very simple. Mountains, horse, children, this and that. And when they use the word sheep, you knew now he's discussing this option. But there is no question there. So like this, you need to go on with the audio. Now, question number 3. Visitors can walk in the farm's dash by the lake. Now, in the farmhouse, by the lake means near the lake. There is something near the lake in the farmhouse and children can walk there. It can be a park, it can be a track, it can be a trail. They use the word trail. Trail is like a track. Okay, so let's see what it is.
And again, visitors are welcome to explore the farm on their own, as long as they take care to close gates and so on. There are some very beautiful gardens along the side of the lake which also belong to the farm. They'll be just at their best now. You could easily spend an hour or 2 there.
So, gardens, well done. I play this again.
And again, visitors are welcome to explore the farm on their own, as long as they take care to close gates and so on. There are some very beautiful gardens along the side of...
Okay, there are some beautiful gardens along the side of the lake. Now, try to understand. By. For by, they use the word along the side of the lake. By the lake, near the lake, along the side of the lake. All these phrases have got same meaning. So, correct answer is gardens. Even if you write garden singular, they will accept that. No problem. Gardens or garden. Okay, now question number 4. Dash is available at extra cost. For extra cost, they may use the word you will have to pay £1. Dash is available at extra cost. Now something is available at extra cost. We see that. And if they say, for example, if they say dinner is absolutely free of cost, but you will have to pay for coffee. You will have to pay for coffee means coffee is available at extra cost. So whatever is free, that will be a trap. In IELTS, there are many traps. They will always give you 2 to 3 options. One of them is the right answer. Okay, let's see. Question number 4.
Okay, well, that all sounds good. And can we get lunch there?
You can, and it's very good, though it's not included in the basic cost. You pay when you get there.
Right.
So, lunch. You pay when you get that. It's not included in the basic cost. Listen to it again.
Okay, well, that all sounds good. And can we get lunch there?
Can we get lunch there? Now, if she says, yes, you can get lunch, it's absolutely free. It will not be your answer. Your answer is that dash is available at extra cost. Okay, now what do they say next?
You can, and it's very good, though it's not included in the basic cost.
It's not included in the basic cost. When it is not included, it means you will have to pay for that. Okay? Yeah.
You pay when you get there.
You pay
Right.
when you get that. Question number 5, cycling trips. Now think about bicycles. Cycling trips. And again, it's the farm visit and now cycling trips. Cyclists explore the back road. It's the name of the road. B is capital. So back road is the name of the road. A dash is provided. Something provided. For provided, they commonly use the word given. Dash is given. Dash is provided. Or we will give you dash, whatever it is, okay? So imagine a cycling trip and they are going to give something.
So, is there anything else to do over on that side of the lake?
Well, what you can do is take a bike over on the ship and then go on a cycling trip. There's a trail there called the back road. You could easily spend 3 or 4 hours exploring it, and the scenery's wonderful. They'll give you a map when you get your ticket for the cruise. There's no extra charge.
They will give you a map. They will give you a map, okay? Just focus this part.
So, is there anything...
There's a trail there called the back road. You could easily spend 3 or 4 hours exploring it, and the scenery's wonderful. They'll give you a map when you get your ticket for the...
Okay, they'll give you a map when you get your ticket. So correct answer is map. Question number 6, only suitable for cyclists who have some dash. Now, suitable means suitability. For cyclists who have some strength, who have some stamina, who have something, okay? So this trail is suitable for them.
What's the trail like in terms of difficulty?
Quite challenging in places. It wouldn't be suitable for your 7-year-old. It needs someone who's got a bit more experience.
It needs
Well, my daughter-
someone who's got a bit more experience. So, who have some. It needs someone who's got a bit more. Bit more means who has some. And answer is experience. Very good. Just listen to it again.
What's the trail like in terms of difficulty?
Quite challenging in places. It wouldn't be suitable for your 7-year-old. It needs someone who's got a bit more experience.
Okay, it needs someone who's got a bit more experience. So it needs someone, for someone they use the word who. Who have some experience, someone a bit more experience. Okay, question number 7. Bikes can be hired from dash. Now a place from where you can hire the bike. Okay, they may tell you the name of the place. If the name is unusual, they will spell it for you. And that place is near the cruise ship terminal.
But we don't have bikes here. Is there somewhere we could rent them?
Yes, there's a place here in the city. It's called Ratcheson's.
I'll just make a note of that. How do you spell it?
Ratchesons. It's just by the cruise ship terminal.
Okay.
All right, it's just by the cruise ship terminal, near the cruise ship, and the name of the place is Ratcheson. Ratchesons. And you need to write it quickly. Whenever they spell anything or whenever they tell you any number, they don't repeat that. So you need to write it. It's not that you are waiting, and then the word is gone. And usually the words that they spell, you cannot write the spell. I mean, if someone tells you to write Ratcheson, you will write different spelling of that. Okay, so you need to be alert for that. Now, let's go on. Cyclists need a repair kit. Now, imagine bicycle. They need a repair kit. Repair kit means if anything happens, bicycle is punctured or anything, there is a repair kit. Food and drink. Repair kit is mentioned. Food and drink is mentioned. A dash can be hired. Now, something that cyclists need and it can be hired. food and drink is mentioned, repair kit is mentioned, and answer will come after food and drink.
You'd also need to pick up a repair kit for the bike from there to take along with you, and you'd need to take along a snack and some water. It'd be best to get those in the city.
Fine. That shouldn't be a problem. And I assume I can rent a helmet from the bike place.
Sure, you should definitely get that.
I assume I can rent a helmet. So a helmet can be hired. For hired they use the word rent. I can rent a helmet. So helmet can be hired. For food and drink they use the word snack and water. Snack is food and water is drink. Please listen to it again.
You'd also need to pick up a repair kit for the bike from there to take along with you, and you'd need to take along a snack and some water. It'd be best to get those in the city.
Fine. That shouldn't be a problem. And I assume I can rent a helmet from the bike place.
Okay, I can rent a helmet from the bike place.
Sure, you should definitely get that.
Sure, you should definitely get that. So answer is helmet. How do you spell it? Helmet. Very good. Question number 9. There are no dash or accommodation in the area. Two things are not there. One is accommodation. Accommodation means hotel to live. And something with accommodation which is not available. Let's see. And if this is something which is available, that will not be your answer. Your answer is only the second thing which is not available.
It's a great ride, but you want to be well prepared because it's very remote. You won't see any shops round there or anywhere to stay, so you need to get back in time for the last boat.
Yeah.
Okay, shops. You will not find any shops or anywhere to stay. Anywhere to stay means accommodation. And answer is shops. Question number 10. Cost. Total cost for whole family of cruise and farm visit. Now remember, total cost for two things. One is cruise and one is farm visit, and for full family. If they tell you about one person, that is not your answer. If they tell you only farm, that is not your answer. Your answer is cruise plus farm and family visit, right? Let's see.
So what sort of prices are we looking at here?
Let's see. That'd be one adult and one child for the cruise with farm tour. That's $117, and an adult and a child for the cruise only, so that's $214 altogether. Oh, wait a minute. How old did you say your daughter was?
15.
Then I'm afraid it's $267 because she has to pay the adult fare, which is $75, instead of the child fare, which is $22. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
See that? So many numbers. So what's the right answer? Excellent. Okay, I'll play this again. You need to see, in IELTS, they don't give you one answer and you write it. They give you 5-6 options. Question is total cost, family cruise, along with farm visit. So we go through it again.
So what sort of prices are we looking at here?
Let's see. That'd be one adult and one child for the cruise with farm tour. That's $117.
Okay, $117, one adult and all that.
And an adult and a child for the cruise only, so that's $214 all.
That is cruise only. Okay, cruise only. But we are interested in both.
Together. Oh, wait a minute. How old did you say your daughter was?
15.
Then I'm afraid it's $267.
Okay, then I'm afraid it's $267 because daughter is adult.
Because she has to pay the adult fare.
She has to pay the adult fare. One is child fare, one is adult fare.
$7 because she has to pay the adult fare, which is $75.
Now $75 is adult fare. So total price is $267, and you don't need to write the dollar sign because it's already there. You will not write dollars. You will just write 267, and 267 is one number. 267, right? Okay. All right, let's go on. This time we've got section 2 and the question type is multiple choice questions. Now from here onwards things are going to be more complicated. That was first level of English, now second level. then third level, and then advanced level. So, talk to new kitchen assistants. Kitchen assistants. Imagine there is a kitchen in a hotel, one main chef, and then there are some assistants. Okay, so talk means presentation. Now imagine a presentation to new kitchen assistants. Question number 11. According to manager, what do most people like? Underline what most people like about job of kitchen assistant. Now what is it that most people like? Out of three options, two options are there that some people like. Some people, few people, or no one likes. But what most people like? Most people means majority of people, many people, a lot of people. So whatever they like. Now what are the options? Option A, variety of work. Like when you are a kitchen assistant, sometimes you are chopping the vegetable, sometimes you are cooking, sometimes you are doing other thing. So variety of work. Okay, and when you read the options, do not read article, do not read A, the variety of work. Now variety of work. Okay, B, friendly atmosphere. Now if in the audio they say what many people like about kitchen assistant's job is the friendly environment, B will be the right answer. And if she says, well, you will be shouted at many times, so don't take it personally. You will be shouted at many times, don't take it personal, right? So shouted at means environment is friendly. No, it is not friendly. When environment is friendly, no one will shout at you. Okay? And C, opportunities for promotion. So if people like that there are so many opportunities for promotion in kitchen assistant's job, now C will be your answer. Now the thing is, they will discuss all three options, but only one option will be discussed, and with that she will say what most people like, what many people like, what most of the people like about this job is. Whatever she says after that, that will be your answer. Okay, now let's see.
Good morning, everyone. My name's Joy Parkins, and I'm the restaurant manager. And I understand that none of you have had any previous experience as kitchen assistants. Well, you might be feeling a bit nervous now, but most of our kitchen assistants say they enjoy the work. Okay, they might get shouted at sometimes, but it's nothing personal. And they're pleased that they have so many different things to do, which means they never get bored. And I'll tell you straight away that if you do well, we might think about moving you up and giving you some more responsibility.
So, she discussed all three options. What's the right one? A? Okay, that's right. Listen to it again. In actual exam, they will play the audio once only. I'm teaching you, that's why I'm playing it again.
Good morning, everyone. My name's Joy Parkins, and I'm the restaurant manager. And I understand that none of you have had any previous experience as kitchen assistants. Well, you might be feeling a bit nervous now, but most of our kitchen assistants say they enjoy the work. Okay, they might get shouted at sometimes.
Okay, most of our kitchen assistants say they enjoy the work. You might be shouted at sometimes. Friendly atmosphere? No. You might be shouted at sometimes. So B is not the right answer.
But it's nothing personal, and they're pleased that they have so many different things to do.
They are pleased that they have so many different things to do. Variety of work. For variety of work, they used so many different things to do. When you're doing a variety of work, you are doing so many different things. So correct answer is B. And for like, they use the word they are pleased. They are pleased. Pleased is also happy. Like you say, pleased to meet you. Next. Manager is concerned about some of the new staff's dash. Manager is concerned. Concerned means worried. Out of three things, two things are okay, no problem. Now imagine kitchen assistant is wearing a jewelry. Maybe wearing a ring or anything. No. Kitchen assistant's hairstyle. Maybe there is a kitchen assistant with long hair. Right? Okay. And kitchen assistant shoes. Maybe someone is wearing heels as a kitchen assistant. So now, out of three things, she will say two things are okay. But one thing she will say, it is not allowed, so you need to remove that or anything like that. Okay, so whatever she's concerned means worried, right? Let's see.
Right, well, you've all shown up on time, which is an excellent start. Now, I'm glad to see none of you have unsuitable footwear, so that's good. You need to be careful as the floors can get very wet and slippery. Those of you with long hair have got it well out of the way, but some of you'll need to remove your rings and bracelets. Just put them somewhere safer today. And remember to leave them at home tomorrow, as they can be a safety hazard.
Okay, rings and bracelets can be a safety hazard. So what are rings and bracelets? Jewelry. You understand the techniques they are using? Over here, jewelry. And in the audio, rings and bracelets. For shoes, she said, okay, shoes are fine. I'm glad to see. For hairstyle, she said, move them out of the way. I mean, you can always wear a cap when you're working in a kitchen. So she's got no issues with the hair. The issue is jewelry, and she said, make sure you leave them home when you come. So A will be the right answer. And you will only write A. You will not write A and jewelry both. You will only write A. Question number 13. Manager says that day is likely to be busy for kitchen staff because. Now listen. Why are they going to be busy? What does it mean? Day is busy for kitchen staff. Means a lot of people are coming to the restaurant, right? So why are they busy? What is the reason? Option A, public holiday. For example, we have 14th August or any other public holiday. So if the reason is public holiday and that's why they are busy, answer is A. Option B, head chef is absent. So if one chef, head chef is absent, and that is why they busy means they have to do extra work. So if the reason is head chef, B will be the right answer. And C, restaurant is almost fully booked. If they say we are booked to the capacity, we are fully booked, then C will be the right answer. Now, what is the reason? Why are they all very busy?
Now, it's going to be a busy day for you all today. We don't have any tables free for this evening and only a few for lunch. Fortunately, we've got our head chef back. He was away on holiday all last week, which meant the other chefs had extra work.
So, C is the right answer. Well done. Head chef is back. He was on holiday last week, but now he is back. Okay? So, they mentioned restaurant is almost booked.
Now, it's going to be a busy day for you all today. We don't have any tables free for this evening.
We don't have any tables free for this evening. What does it mean? Restaurant is almost fully booked. Fully booked, and we don't have any tables for this evening. Means all the tables are already booked. So that is option C.
And only a few for lunch. Fortunately, we've got our head chef back.
Fortunately, we've got our head chef back. Now, head chef is absent. He's not absent, he was absent. So, is and was. This is the difference, right?
He was away on holiday all last week, which meant the other chefs had extra work.
Chef was away on holiday, but it was not a public holiday. So, if you do not understand the audio, you will pick a word holiday, holiday, A. Okay? Absent, absent, B. So if you write your answer on the basis of words only, your answer will be absolutely wrong. Okay? Let's go on. Question number 14. Only kitchen staff who are 18 or older allowed to. Allowed to means they can. Now listen, wherever they use they cannot, that will not be your answer. 18 or above, they can. They can use what? Waste disposal unit. They have, they also call it garbage compactor. There is a machine, they put garbage there and it compacts that. So waste disposal unit. If staff who are 18 or older, only they can use it, then it is the right answer. And if it can be used by younger staff also, then it is not the right answer. Electric mixer. They have electric mixer. So if it is for 18 or older, only they can use it, then it's the right answer. And if anybody can use it, then it's not the then it's not the right one. Finally, meat slicer. Now, meat slicers are now available here also. There is a big machine with the knife or blade, and you put the meat and it cuts the meat. So now, out of these three things, what is your guess? Meat slicer. Yeah, 18 or older. Exactly. Meat slicer is very dangerous. At times it may cut your finger and all that. Okay. So maybe meat slicer. But let's see. And the thing is, you need to keep in mind 18 or older can use. Right? Okay.
Now, I'll tell you a bit more about the job in a minute. But first, some general regulations. For all of you, whatever your age, there's some equipment you mustn't use until you've been properly trained, like the waste disposal system, for example, for health and safety reasons. Then I think there are two of you here who are under 18. That's Emma and Jake, isn't it? Right, so for you two, the meat slicer is out of bounds, and of course none of you are allowed to use the electric mixer until you've been shown how it works.
So, see? Waste disposal. Alright, she's cunningly talked about all three options, but one option is right, and that is C. Now, I tell you why C is right and why other options are wrong.
Now, I'll tell you a bit more about the job in a minute, but first, some general regulations. For all of you, whatever your age, there's some equipment you mustn't use until you've been properly trained.
Okay, so for all of you, whatever your age means it's not over 18 who can use that, okay? Some equipment until you're shown to use it.
Like the waste disposal system, for example.
Waste disposal system is out of bound for all of them. So no one can use unless they teach them. So first wrong option is A.
For health and safety reasons. Then I think there are two of you here who are under 18. That's Emma and Jake, isn't it? Right, so for you two, the meat slicer is out of bounds.
Okay, Anna and Jake, they are under 18. So she said for two of you, meat slicer is out of bound. What does it mean? Only 18 and above can use it, right? So correct answer is meat slicer. And what does she say about B?
And of course, none of you are allowed to use the electric mixer.
None of you are allowed to use the electric mixer. 18 or under 18, there is no problem, but they say none of you are allowed. So electric mixer is also wrong. So in multiple choice questions, instead of looking for the right answer, if you focus wrong option, you will find the right answer. If you eliminate wrong option, if you cross wrong option, you will find the right one. Question number 15 and 16. Choose two letters A to E. According to the manager, which two things can make job of kitchen assistant stressful? Now underline two things make job stressful. Two things make job stressful. Out of 5 things, 3 things are normal. They are easy. They will not give you any stress. But 2 things can make your job stressful. Option A, follow orders immediately. Like, when you go to a restaurant, they say, we will serve you the food in 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It means you need to follow orders immediately. So if this makes the job stressful, it's the right answer. Option B, kitchen gets very hot. Like you're working in kitchen, it's very hot, right? So if that makes the job stressful, B will be the right answer. And if they say in our kitchen, we have the latest air conditioning system, so don't worry about the heat, then it is not the right answer. Option C, may not be able to take a break. So no break or not a break. Now if they say you will have to work for 8 hours continuously, right, and that makes the job stressful, then C will be the right answer. But if they say there will be several short breaks during your job here, then it is not the right answer. Okay. Next, they have to do overtime. They have to do. Have to do means it is compulsory. So if overtime is compulsory and overtime makes the job stressful, D will be the right answer. Otherwise not. Option E, work is physically demanding. Like when you're working in the kitchen, you are standing, you are lifting the things, you are chopping the things, your arms are working, you are moving the things like that, okay? So if it is physically demanding, and that makes it stressful. If she says the job is physically demanding, but don't worry about that, you will not be doing all the things, then it is not the answer. And if she says this job is physically demanding and that makes it very stressful, then it is the answer. So wherever out of 5 options, wherever she uses the word that makes it stressful or this gives you stress, anxiety or anything, that will be the answer. Now I play the audio. All 5 options will be discussed in any order. It's crazy. Like if they only discuss it like A, B, C, D, we can find answer easily. But now they are going to discuss it from anywhere. They can start from option E, then they come to option A, then they go to option C. So the first thing is you need to see which option is being discussed. And then the second thing is, if that makes the job stressful, tick. If that doesn't make the job stressful, cross. Yeah. All right, let's see.
Now, you may have heard that this can be a stressful job. And I have to say that can be true. You'll be working an 8-hour day for the first week, though you'll have the chance to do overtime after that as well if you want to. But however long the hours are, you'll get a break in the middle. What you will find is that you're on your feet all day long, lifting and carrying. So, if you're not fit now, you soon will be. You'll find you don't have much chance to take it easy. When someone tells you to do something, you need to do it straight away. But at least we do have a very efficient air conditioning system compared with some kitchens.
Okay, air conditioning system they have, breaks they will give you. So if you eliminate these 2 options, now out of 3 you have to select 2. So right answer is A and E. Well done. Option A is follow orders immediately, and option E is physically demanding. You'll be carrying and lifting things and all that. All right, let's go on. Questions 17 to 20. What is the responsibility of the following restaurant staff? Very simple. Like there are the names of restaurant staff 17, 18, 19, 20. And their responsibilities are given in a box. So you have to match the staff with their responsibility. Okay. Now, when they give you half a minute to read the questions, will you read questions or responsibilities? Absolutely right. You need to read responsibilities because questions are names and they will call these names one by one. They will say, first of all, Joy Perkin, then they say David Field and all that. So there is no information there. Option A, training courses. Now, the word training, educating, anyone who is responsible for training, A will be the right answer. B is food stock. For stock, they may use the word storage. Food stock. For example, in the restaurant, they have sugar, they have rice, they have chicken, mutton, and all that stuff, right? So, food stock. Who is responsible for food stock? For that, she will not use the word food stock. He will say, if we are getting low on rice, if we are getting low on milk, immediately inform, and then the name of the person will be the right answer. Okay. First aid, very simple. When they use the word injure, hurt, right? If you injure yourself, if you hurt yourself, immediately report to Joy Parkin. Joy Parkin will be the right answer. Okay. Next, breakages. You know, in the restaurant, sometimes even the staff, I have seen a waiter who broke many things. He was taking them and suddenly he dropped, and then I looked back and it was a waiter. Okay. So if they break anything, like they break a glass or anything, whom are they going to report to? That will be that answer. E, staff discounts. Restaurant, they give staff discounts also. So who is responsible for staff? If I'm a hotel manager, or if I'm a restaurant manager, or if I'm a restaurant waiter, they will give me 30% discount, 40%. So who will arrange that? It's that. And option F, timetable. Timetable means in the morning shift you will work, in the afternoon shift you have to come. So whoever is going to set your timing, the name of the person, it will be the answer. Again, I'm telling you, they will not use the word timetable. All right, they may say that, well, in order to set your working hours, Joy Parkin will arrange your working hours. Or if you want to do morning shift or evening shift, contact Joy Parkin. Now, morning shift, evening shift, working hours, that means timetable, right? Now, question number 17, Joy Parkins. So let's see, what does he do?
Now, let me tell you about some of the people you need to know. So, as I said, I'm Joy Parkins, and I decide who does what during the day and how long they work for. I'll be trying to get you to work with as many different people in the kitchen as possible, so that you learn while you're on the job.
Who does what and how long they work for? What does it mean? Timetable. You understand now? Who does what and how long they work for? So that is timetable. Who does what and how long they work for? That is all about timetabling. So correct answer is F. If you write timetables, your right answer will be wrong. And because of careless mistakes, students usually have 3 to 4 wrong answers. And 3 to 4 wrong answers means 1 to 1.5 band will be dropped. Okay? All right, next we have David Field.
One person whose name you must remember is David Field. If you injure yourself at all, even if it's really minor, you must report to him, and he'll make sure the incident is recorded and you get the appropriate treatment.
Okay.
He's trained to give basic treatment.
It's good. Treatment, if you injure yourself, that is first aid. Exactly. So correct answer is C. Question number 19, Dexter Wills.
Then there's Dexter Wills. He's the person you need to see if you smash a plate or something like that. Don't just leave it and hope no one will notice.
If you smash a plate or anything like that, breakage. When you smash a plate, it is breakage. Okay? All right. And you know, IELTS listening will improve your vocabulary. Now you can say, smash a plate. Right? Say, yesterday I smashed a glass. Right? Smashed a glass means I broke a glass. Okay. Let's go on. Question number 20, Mike Smith. So D will be the right answer for question number 19.
And finally, there's Mike Smith. He's the member of staff who takes care of all the stores of perishables. So if you notice we're getting low in flour or sugar or something, make sure you let him know so he can put in an order.
Okay. Food stocks, he stores. And flour or sugar. What is flour? Atta. And you can improve your pronunciation. All our life people used to say flour, wheat and flour. Pakistan Flour Mill Association. And if you say flour, they will say you are crazy. Flour is rose. Flour is not atta. Okay, this is your Pendu English. But this is the right one. Flour. Flour, or you can also call it flour. Flower, like the same you pronounce rose. Rose is a flower, rose is flour. So flour, but flour is better. Same is for atta, wheat and flour, right? Okay, so correct answer for that is B. Yeah, food stocks, not flour, right? Correct answer is B. Okay. All right, now we've got part 3, and part 3 is the toughest part in IELTS listening. Why toughest? Because there are 2 to 3 speakers, mostly 2, sometimes 3, who are talking. The context is educational, academic. Part 1 is social, part 2 is social, part 3 is academic, part 4 is also academic. Okay, so there is going to be an academic thing. 2 students are discussing their project or anything like that. Paper means research paper on public libraries. Now 2 students are going to discuss their research paper on public libraries. A public library like we have Quaid-e-Azam library, right? There is another one there. So sorry, Darussalam library, exactly. Right? So a public library where anyone can go and read books, newspaper, and all that. Question number 21. What will be the main topic, underline main topic, of Trudy and Stewart's paper? So main topic, what will be their main topic? Now, Trudy and Stewart, they are two students who are going to discuss all that. So what will be the main topic? Option A, how public library services are organized in different countries. So how libraries organized, that's it, underline that, how library organized. So if their main topic is about organization of libraries, how they are organized, how they are maintained, A will be the right answer. See, option is long. Whenever there is a long option, try to underline minimum 2 and maximum 3 words so that you understand when the audio is going on. Option B, changes in society. Just underline changes in society. Now, what are the changes in society? People don't read books anymore. People read electronic books. They want to read books on their tabs and all that, okay? So these are changes in society. And option C, funding of public library. Just underline funding. See, life is so easy. So long options, and we have, if they talk about money, where do they get funding, right? If the main topic is about money or funding or funds, then C will be the right answer. If the main topic is changes in society, people don't like to read books in physical form, that is B. And option A, how services are organized, then it will be that. Now you will see they will talk about 2 to 3 things, but with one option they will say that is going to be our main topic. So that will be the right answer.
OK, Stuart, we need to start planning our paper on public libraries. Have you thought of an angle yet?
Well, there's so much we could look into. How libraries have changed over the centuries, for instance, or how different countries organise them. What do you think, Trudy?
Maybe we should concentrate on this country and try and relate the changes in libraries to external developments, like the fact that far more people can read than a century ago, and that the local population may speak lots of different languages.
We could include something about changes in the source of funding too.
Yes, but remember we're only supposed to write a short paper, so it's probably best if we don't go into funding in any detail.
Right.
Okay. See, funding, they talked about it, but she said don't go into the detail. We have a short paper. See, if you focus wrong answer, if 2 wrong answers are gone, you will find the right answer. Okay. Correct answer is B. Okay. I'll play it again. Just, we will focus all 3 options.
OK, Stuart, we need to start planning our paper on public libraries. Have you thought of an angle yet?
Well, there's so much we could look into. How libraries have changed over the centuries, for instance, or how different countries organise them.
How different countries organize them. It's a question. And whenever there is a question, if the answer is positive, that will be your answer. And if the answer is not positive or not sure, then you need to ignore that. How different countries organize their libraries.
Have changed over the centuries, for instance, or how different countries organise them. What do you think, Trudy?
Maybe we should concentrate on this.
Yeah, maybe we should concentrate. She's changed the topic, so A is wrong. She said maybe we should concentrate, means she's going to talk about something else. Now you know A is gone, so you will come to B and C.
Country and try and relate the changes in libraries to external developments.
Okay, changes to libraries in external developments. External developments are changes in society, right? And what are they?
Like the fact that far more people can read than a century ago.
Okay, far more people can read than a century ago. Now, what is that? Changes in society, okay?
Like the fact that far more people can read than a century ago. And that the local population may speak lots of different languages.
Okay, local population may speak lots of different languages. So these are changes in society. One change is a lot of people can read. Second, they can speak different languages. So these are changes in society. B is the right answer. Okay, now we see why C is wrong.
We could include something about changes in the source of funding too.
Okay, we could include something about. Have you noticed one thing? Whatever the boy is saying, she's saying chale. Yeah, first he said A, organization. She said we should focus on. And now Bichara is going to talk about option C, and let's see what does she say.
Speak lots of different languages.
We could include something about changes in the source of funding too.
Yes, but remember we're only supposed to write a short paper.
Yes. So, but remember, we need to write a short paper, okay?
So it's probably best if we don't go into funding in any detail.
Okay, but
Right.
it's probably best that we don't go into funding in any detail. So main topic. Funding is not main topic because they're not go into the detail. Again, I'm telling you, there are two ways to find the answer. One is you find the right answer. Second, you eliminate the wrong options. Now, for example, if you don't find the answer and you eliminate option A and option C, then you know rest one is option B and that will be your right answer. Okay. Question number 22. They agree that one disadvantage of free digitalized book. Now, underline agree, underline disadvantage, and then free book. Digitalized book is PDF. If you know that, we've got digitalized books. So what is one disadvantage? And they agree. For example, if I say PDF books are boring to read, and you say, well, I find them interesting, it means we don't agree. If I say digitalized books are old, and you say, no, I find all the recent books in digital form, so it means we don't agree. Where we agree, that will be the right answer. Now, one disadvantage where both speakers are going to agree will be the right answer. Wherever they disagree, I mean, I don't think so. I don't mean that, and that's going to be the wrong option. So let's see.
Well, shall we just brainstorm a few ideas to get started?
OK. We obviously need to look at the impact of new technology, particularly the internet. Now that lots of books have been digitalised, people can access them from their own computers at home.
And if everyone did that, libraries would be obsolete.
Yes.
But the digitalised books that are available online for free are mostly out of copyright, aren't they? And copyright in this country lasts for 70 years after the author dies. So you won't find the latest bestseller or up-to-date information.
That's an important point. Anyway, I find it hard to concentrate when I'm reading a long text on a screen. I'd much rather read a physical book. And it takes longer to read on a screen.
Oh, I prefer it. I suppose it's just a personal preference.
Okay, the lady said it is difficult for me to read, and then she said it takes a long time, and the boy said, oh, I prefer it. I prefer it means I like it. They don't agree. So option B and option A, they don't agree. But option C, they are generally old. They said when the author dies after 70 years, then there is no more copyright. Right? The books of the authors who died 70 years ago, now there is no copyright on them. So they are generally old. Now this is according to the audio. Now we have latest books in PDF form available, right? But this is according to this audio. Now let's focus again, please.
I expect...
Well, shall we just brainstorm a few ideas to get started?
OK. We obviously need to look at the impact of new technology, particularly the internet. Now that lots of books have been digitalised, people can access them from their own computers at home.
And if everyone did that, libraries would be obsolete.
Yes.
But the digitalised books that are available online for free are mostly out of copyright, aren't they? And copyright in this country lasts for 70 years after the author dies. So you won't find the latest bestseller or...
Okay, you won't find the latest bestseller. Won't means will not. You will not find the latest bestseller. They are generally old. Generally old and will not find the latest bestseller. And what does she say?
or up-to-date information.
Or up-to-date information.
That's an important point.
That's an important point means they agree. They will not use the word, yes, I agree. You say, agree, okay, C is the right. They say, that's an important point, or you are right, or you are absolutely right, okay? So correct answer is C. Now, option B and A.
Anyway, I find it hard to concentrate when I'm reading a long text on a screen.
I find it hard to concentrate long text on the screen. That is, they can be difficult to read.
I'd much rather read a physical book. And it takes longer to read on a screen.
It takes longer to read on a screen. Now, you need to listen to the boy. If he agrees, then it is the right answer, otherwise not.
Oh, I prefer it.
Oh, I prefer it. I prefer it means they don't agree on these 2 points, okay? All right, let's go on. Next, we've got question number 23. Stewart expects that in future libraries will. Now, what will happen to libraries in future? And they mentioned Stewart expects. So you're going to listen to Stewart carefully. Option A, maintain their traditional function. So underline maintain traditional function. What is the traditional function? You go to the library, there are books and books, thousands of books. So if after in the future libraries will maintain their traditional function, that there will be books there, A is the right answer. Option B, become centers for local communities. Like people of local community will come, they will have tea, coffee, they will read a book, newspaper. So if libraries will become a local community center, then B will be the right answer. And option C, no longer contain any books. If he says in the future in the libraries there will not be any books, or books will vanish from the libraries, there will be only computers and tablets and all that. So let's see, what do they say? Future function of libraries.
I expect the libraries will go on evolving in the next few years. Some have already become centres where community activities take place, like local clubs meeting there. I think that'll become even more common.
I'd like to think so. And that they'll still be serving their traditional function, but I'm not so sure. There are financial implications after all. What I'm afraid will happen is that books and magazines will all disappear and there'll just be rows and rows of computers. They won't look anything like the libraries we're used to.
Well, we'll see.
Okay. Books and magazines will disappear and there will be rows and rows of computers. So option C, no longer contain any books. Right? For no longer contain books means books and magazines will disappear. Disappear means they will not be there, and rows of computer. C is the right answer. Question number 24 to 30, write one word only for each answer. Now there is no number and only one word. Study of local library, possible questions. Whether it has, what do they mean by it? Yes, it means library. Okay, so whether it has a dash of its own, whether library has dash of its own, right? Let's see what of its own. And by the way, for its own, for example, answer is Wi-Fi. Library has its own Wi-Fi, or library's Wi-Fi. Library's apostrophe S, right? Library's Wi-Fi.
I've just had an idea. Why don't we make an in-depth study of our local public library as background to our paper?
Yes, that'd be interesting, and raise all sorts of issues. Let's make a list of possible things we could ask about, then work out some sort of structure. For instance, we could interview some of the staff and find out whether the library has its own budget or if that's controlled by the local council.
And what their policies are.
Okay, library has its own budget. Library has its own budget. So whether it has a budget of its own budget, budget of its own, right? So B-U-D-G-E-T. Well done. Very good. Next, they're talking about noise of various kinds. So noise, but there is no question. Underline the word noise, and when they talk about it, you should know that. How it is affected, it means libraries. How libraries are affected by laws regarding all aspects of. Now, laws of what? For example, traffic laws. As we talk about traffic, so there can be traffic laws. So laws regarding all aspects of dash. Okay, so what type of laws? That will be your answer.
Then there are things like how the library is affected by employment laws. I suppose there are rules about working hours, facilities for staff and so on.
Okay,
Right.
how libraries are affected by employment laws. So regarding laws regarding all aspects of employment, and for that they simply use the word employment laws. This is what they do in IELTS. I mean, if they only write laws and then you have to write the word employment, you can easily find the answer. But they've written by laws regarding all aspects of dash. So all aspects of employment, that means employment laws. If I say laws regarding all aspects of traffic, so that is traffic laws. Very simple. But you know, I mean, this makes it complicated, and they do it deliberately. All right, let's go on. Question number 26. How design needs to take the dash of customers into account. Design of what? Design of library. So design of library needs to take the dash of customers into account. For example, design of library needs to take the security of customers into account. For that, they will use the word customer security, user security, security of the people who come there, anything like that, okay?
Then there are things like,
Then there are other issues relating to the design of the building and how customers use it. Like, what measures does the library take to ensure their safety? They'd need floor coverings that aren't slippery, and emergency exits, for instance.
Okay, floors which are not slippery and emergency exit, and before that they use the word safety. Safety is the right answer. Okay, see, they consider everything. And over here, if anyone slips on the floor, say he. Right? We say you walk carefully. All right, let's go on. Question number 27. What dash is required in case of accident? By the way, in case of accident, you require treatment. In case of accident, you require... All right, let's see. I play the audio, okay?
Oh, and another thing. There's the question of the kind of insurance the library needs to have, in case anyone gets injured.
yes, that's something else to find out.
Okay, in case anyone gets injured, the type of insurance. Like if you are injured in the library, they will pay you for that, right? It doesn't mean utte jaake apna sir paad lo, that they're going to give me money. Okay, so that is insurance. Question number 28. Why a famous person's dash is located in the library? Maybe statue, famous person's statue, famous person's poster, picture in the library. Okay, so famous person's dash.
You know something I've often wondered?
What's that?
Well, you know they've got an archive of local newspapers going back years. Well, next to it, they've got the diary of a well-known politician from the late 19th century.
Diary of a well-known politician from late 19th century. So, famous person's diary. Diary of a well-known politician. So, for well-known politician, they use the word famous person. And diary, D-I or D-A? D-I-E, D-I-A-R-Y. Very good. And other one is dairy. D-A-I-R-Y, dairy. Yeah, diary. Okay, let's go on. Question number 29. Whether it means library has a dash of local organizations. Library has something of local organizations. Now it's the age of internet and all that. But in the past, if you wanted to get the address of any organization, you could go to library. And they had, if you remember, what do we call in the old times, telephone directory. Directory of organizations, and you can check the number and all that. But now everything is just a click away. So let's see. It has a dash of local organizations.
I wonder why it's there. Do you know what his connection was with this area?
No idea. Let's add it to our list of things to find out. Oh, I've just thought. You know, people might ask in the library about local organisations, like sports clubs. Well, I wonder if they keep a database, or whether they just look online.
Right.
Database. Whether it has a database of local organizations. Listen again.
I wonder why it's there. Do you know what his connection was with this area?
No idea. Let's add it to our list of things to find out. Oh, I've just thought. You know, people might ask in the library about local organisations, like sports clubs. Well, I wonder if they keep a database, or whether they just look online.
Right.
Okay, so database of local organizations. How it is different from a library in a. Now see, there are libraries in the city center. Sometimes there are libraries in the parks. Like we have this Lawrence Garden, and there is Qaid-e-Azam Library. Sometimes there is a library in the university. You will find libraries there. Sometimes you will find libraries in different locations. So they say how it is different from a library in a. In a means location. Location of a library. For example, how it is different from a library in a garden. Library in a university. Library in a something. So answer is location.
I quite fancy finding out what the differences are between a library that's open to the public and one that's part of a museum, for example. They must be very different.
Then something else I'd like to know is...
Okay, in a museum. Very good. And how do you spell museum? M-U-S-E-U-M. Exactly. You should know the basic vocabulary. Now we have IELTS listening part 4, and in part 4 we've got a lecture, and it is academic. Listening part 4 is always academic, and there is a lecture. You have to listen to the lecture and answer the questions. Complete the notes below. Write no more than 2 words. Now this no more than 2 words is a bit unusual. Commonly in part 4 they say 1 word only. Mostly, like 90% chances are in part 4 you will get 1 word only. And if you are not lucky, then in part 4 you will get multiple choice. It is possible, right? Any question type may appear anywhere. 4 business values. Now another thing is sometimes topics are very simple and easy, so you can find. Now they are going to discuss business. 4 business values, and values are given there. Collaboration. What is second value? Industriousness. Third value? Creativity. Fourth value? Excellence. So these are 4 business values, and there is a lecture on that. All right. Many business values can result in. Result in means they end up or they result in something. Business values result in. So it means business values can cause. Right? What will they do? First, they will use the word business values, and then they will say they result in, or they can cause dash. They can cause dash, they result in dash, so that will be your answer. Now let's see. Business values result in. Now the synonym of result in will bring your answer. Right after that, they will be your answer. Result in, ends up, they can cause, or anything like that.
In public discussion of business, we take certain values for granted. Today, I'm going to talk about 4 of them: collaboration, hard work, creativity, and excellence. Most people would say they're all good things. I'm going to suggest that's an oversimple view. The trouble with these values is that they're theoretical concepts, removed from the reality of day-to-day business. Pursue values by all means, but be prepared for what may happen as a result. They can actually cause damage, which is not at all the intention.
Okay, they can actually cause damage, which is not the intention. So they can cause damage. Now result in and cause. You need to keep that in mind. And this will repeat. In IELTS listening, IELTS reading, this thing will repeat somewhere. So they result in damage and they can cause damage. Correct answer is damage. How do you spell that? Yes, D-A-M-A-G-E, damage. Question number 32. Senior managers. Now subject of the question is senior managers. Senior managers need to understand and deal with the potential dash that may result. Potential. Underline the word potential. Now, potential is something which may happen. It is not happening. You know, we use the word potential threat. Means it's not a threat, but it can become a threat. So, potential. Like we say, we use the word potential customer. Someone who is not your customer, but if you advertise, that person can buy your product. We call it potential customer. That's what I say, potential thief. Someone who is not a thief. You know, on weddings, someone's from your house, things are stolen. Now, those thieves are potential thieves. They don't steal, professionally, but whenever they get a chance, they just do it. So, potential. Potential means something that may arise or that may happen. Now, answer will come after the synonym of potential or the rewording of potential. So senior managers need to understand and deal with the potential dash that may result.
Business leaders generally try to do the right thing, but all too often the right thing backfires if those leaders adopt values without understanding and managing the side effects that arise.
Okay, the side effects that arise. That arise means potential, right? And by the way, for potential, they also use the word possible. Potential side effects, Possible side effects, likely, exactly, likely. Side effects that arise. So correct answer is side effects. Effects with E or A? E. With A, that is a verb, right? It has affected my health. Affected. And effect is with E. That's a noun. Alright, now the first business value is collaboration. During a training course, the speaker was in a team that had to build a very simple and easy question. Underline the word build. And for build, any possible word. Build, construct, create, make, or anything like that. Now imagine the training course, speaker was in a team and the team had to make something. So whatever the team had to make, that will be your right answer.
Okay, so the first value I'm going to discuss is collaboration. Let me give you an example. On a management training course I once attended, we were put into groups and had to construct a bridge across a stream using...
Okay, we were put into groups and had to construct a bridge. Well done. For team, they use the word group, and for build, they use the word construct. We had to construct a bridge. Correct answer is bridge. Question number 34. Other teams experienced. Now, underline the word experienced. So, other teams experienced. For experienced, they can use the word other teams experienced dash. Other teams came across dash. Other teams faced, came across, experienced, or any other word, anything like that. At times they use word out of nowhere from trying to collaborate. So whatever they experienced from trying to collaborate will be your answer.
But it was really a job best done by one person. The other teams tried to collaborate on building the structure and descended into confusion, with everyone getting in each other's way.
Okay, other teams descended into confusion. Experienced confusion, descended into confusion. This is IELTS. For experienced, synonym is descended into. Okay, experienced confusion. I'm experiencing a problem. I'm descending into a problem. Improve your English, huh? Like this. So answer is confusion. I play this part again.
One person. The other teams tried to collaborate on building the structure and descended into confusion, with everyone getting in each other's way.
Okay, descended into confusion. So other teams experienced confusion. Now if you write other teams experienced descended into, it will not make any sense. Wrong answer will never make any sense. So how to check your answer? Once you write it, when you are transferring your answers to the answer sheet, then you can read the sentences because you have 10-minute time for that. Okay, speakers team won because they reduced collaboration. Sales of a dash were poor. Sales of a dash. Sales of a tissue paper. Sales of a mic. Sales of a something. It means answer is going to be a product. Sales of a chocolate. Right? Sales of a chocolate was poor. And then they say because of collaboration. Now answer is going to be a product. Sales of a camera. Right? Anything like that. Let's see.
Teamwork can also lead to inconsistency, a common cause of poor sales. In the case of a smartphone that a certain company launched, one director wanted to target the business market, and another demanded it was aimed at consumers. The company wanted both directors to be involved, so gave the product a consumer-friendly name.
Okay, so what was the product? Smartphone, exactly. So you will write both words, smartphone. Only smart is wrong, only phone is wrong, smartphone. And in IELTS, you're not allowed to change the words. Like you say, I will write cell phone. But actually they said smartphone, so you will write smartphone, okay? Yeah. Or you say, I will write 15 Pro Max. Okay, question number 36. Industriousness. Hard work may be a bad use of various company dash. Hard work, bad use of various company what? Something related to company. Various company dash.
Now, Industriousness, or hard work. It's easy to mock people who say they work hard. After all, a hamster running around in a wheel is working hard and getting nowhere. Of course, hard work is valuable, but only when properly targeted. Otherwise, it wastes the resources that companies value most.
Otherwise, it wastes the resources the company values most. So, hard work may be a bad use of various company resources. Answer is resources. Follow this again.
Running around in a wheel is working hard and getting nowhere. Of course, hard work is valuable, but only when properly targeted. Otherwise, it wastes the resources that companies value most.
Okay, otherwise, hard work wastes the resources. Waste means bad use. When you're making bad use of something, you're wasting that the company values most. So, resources. Question number 37. Word lazy in this context refers to people who avoid doing tasks that are. Underline the word tasks that are. Now for tasks, they may use the word tasks, jobs, activities. Okay, now this is very common. They commonly, whenever they use the word that is, that are. For example, tasks that are challenging. In the audio, they will say challenging tasks. Challenging tasks. Like we learned about this law, employment law, and for that they used a long phrase. So, tasks that are challenging. In the audio, they may say challenging tasks, difficult tasks, and all that. So, let's see.
There's a management model that groups people according to 4 criteria: clever, hardworking, stupid, and lazy. Here, lazy means having a rational determination not to carry out unnecessary tasks. It doesn't mean trying to avoid work altogether. Most people display 2 of these characteristics.
So, unnecessary. Very good. Answer came in the first part of the audio.
Nation not to carry out unnecessary tasks or criteria: clever, hardworking, stupid, and lazy. Here, lazy means having a rational determination not to carry out unnecessary tasks. It does
not to carry out unnecessary tasks, and I told you this. Tasks that are unnecessary. In the audio, they will say unnecessary tasks. And I have seen this thing in many listening tests. So these techniques will work on other tests as well. Answer is unnecessary. Question number 38, creativity. An advertising campaign for a... What should be the answer? It can be a product or it can be a company, right? An advertising campaign for a mobile company, advertising campaign for a coffee or anything like that, was memorable but failed to boost sale, right? So advertising campaign for what?
Next, we come to creativity. This often works well. Creating an attention-grabbing TV commercial, for example, might lead to increased sales. But it isn't always a good thing. Some advertising campaigns are remembered for their creativity without having any effect on sales. This happened a few years ago with the launch of a chocolate bar. Subsequent research showed that plenty of consumers remembered the adverts.
Okay, with the launch of a chocolate bar. Now listen, if you write only chocolate, will your answer be correct? No, because chocolate is uncountable and chocolate bar is countable. Okay, so answer is for a. A means singular. So answer is chocolate bar, B-A-R bar. Okay, next question number 39. Creativity should be used as a response to a particular dash. Particular, specific, anything. Response to a particular. Now they will use synonyms for that. Creativity should be used a response to particular something.
A company that brings out thousands of new products may seem more creative than a company that only has a few, but it may be too creative and make smaller profits. Creativity needs to be targeted to solve a problem that the company has identified. Just coming up.
Okay, needs to be targeted to solve a problem that the company has identified. Answer is problem. Response to a particular problem. For particular, they use the word identified. Problem that company has identified. So the problem that you have identified is a particular problem. Now, particular and identified, they are also synonyms. Question number 40. Excellence. According to one study, on average, pioneers had a dash that was far higher than that of followers. Now, pioneers are the people who create something, right? And followers are those who follow, right? So, pioneers had something that was higher than followers. Now, what is it that pioneers have something which is more than followers?
And finally, excellence. We all know companies that claim they strive for excellence, but it takes a long time to achieve excellence. In business, being first with a product is more profitable than having the best product. A major study of company performance compared pioneers, that is, companies bringing out the first version of a particular product, with followers, the companies that copied and improved on that product. The study found that the pioneers commanded an average market share of 29%, while the followers achieved less than half that, only 13%.
Okay, followers received less than half that. And what was that? Market share. Exactly. So followers received less than half. It means pioneers had market share that was far higher. For that they use the word 26%, and the followers received less than half. So less than half means their share is more. Correct answer is market share. Just focus this last part again.
Study of company performance compared pioneers, that is, companies bringing out the first version of a particular product, with followers, the companies that copied and improved on that product. The study found that the pioneers commanded an average market share of 29%, while the followers achieved less than half that.
Okay, less than half that means less than half market share. Correct answer is market share. Okay, thank you.